Welcome, church family. Today we're looking at the midweek devotional. We're exploring, are we seeking to create our own things or are we seeking the things of God? I like to create things. I like to build things with my hands. I like to be outside, work outside. I like to help build Legos. I've loved the process of helping our church grow and build things within it. I like to create. And probably the reason why I like to create is because I feel like I'm using my mind, I'm using my hands. And I'm sure there's part of it where I feel like I have self-control to do these things. Well, in today's passage, we're going to look at this theme of seeking to control in the negative sense of our faith. And we're going to read in Colossians chapter 2 about how the people in Colossus are really seeking to have a particular moral religion of creating certain things that people should do instead of seeking the things of God. And so we pick up the action in chapter 2, verses 21 and following, when Paul is really revealing to the church that they are creating their own way of faith. It says, "Do not handle, do not taste, do not touch," referring to the things that all perish as they are used, according to human precepts and teachings. These have indeed an appearance of wisdom in promoting self-made religion and asceticism and severity to the body, but they are of no value in stopping the indulgence of the flesh. We stop there for a moment. Paul is talking to the people of Colossus. They feel like their religion has a high moral standing because they're not supposed to do certain things, they're not supposed to eat certain things, they're not supposed to go to certain places. And so this whole idea for the early followers was this: they need to be holy, and so they're going to create all these different ways of being holy. The only problem with this way of thinking is that they pursued it in such a way that they neglected to incorporate and include Jesus and his teachings in this following of God. And so they fell into the trap of really creating a religion or a way of being which they were prideful. They filled themselves with the idea that they were really good, but they subtracted one of the biggest things of the faith, which is Jesus. And so then Paul turns it around on them and tells them, well, you should actually be doing the following. And so we read this in chapters 3, verses 1 through 4, which is one of my favorite passages in all the New Testament. It says, "If then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things that are above, not on things that are on earth, for you have died and your life hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory." Paul outlines two things that we must do that begin with the letter S. Imagine them as the two S's of the Christian life. Seek is the first thing they should do. They should seek, they should be searching, they should be longing to be understanding the things of Christ and how we are raised with him, how we have new life, how we're called to a better way of being with Jesus. And the second thing we're told is to set our minds on things from above. Instead of setting our minds on the ways in which we feel we're going to be better for God by our own way, our own acts, our own holiness, Paul reminds them, set your minds on the things above. In other words, set your minds on the things of God. Set your minds on the things of Jesus and allow those things to be renewing to your mind. And as God captures our mind, he captures our hearts. And so then he also captures our feet and our hands so that we could live for the glory of God. So remember, church family, search and set. This is the calling. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you this weekend in our Sunday services. God bless and have a great rest of your week.